this person that was kind of poor went to this like rich guy's house, and like this guy had everything, like cool cars, a giant house, like swimming pool, everything. And like they were basically talking to each other, and then the rich guy was like, I would trade everything I have for the one thing that you have. He told like to the because like the rich guy was like older, and then the poor guy was like younger, and he's like, what is it? And he said youth, like the younger
Oh my
ages, just to
gosh.
get back into like
Bro, that one
being
hit
young and
different.
like having all the freedom in the world, and like just doing whatever you want because you don't have all the responsibilities. Podcast number 6.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We're a month and a half in.
Let's get it. It's going lit,
Bro, I'm
man.
loving these. Every week I look
Just
forward to
posted
Fridays.
a banger on Mr. Fear.
Yeah, you know,
Go check
last
it
week
out.
how we were talking about sleep paralysis, the
Bro,
experience.
that was like
I-
a movie, man.
I finally edited it. It took like a couple weeks, but
But that was hard work by you,
Uh-huh.
and it paid off because that was sick.
so
I
yeah,
recommend. Yeah.
Mr. Fear horror stories on YouTube for that. But
Yes, sir. 10 out of 10. But yeah. It's been a great week, man.
honestly,
Yeah, it was kind of hard, but it paid off. I've been looking forward to this podcast all week, you know.
yeah.
You always love to see them.
These days, like every day is good, but like I look forward to Fridays because podcasts, bro. Like,
Exactly. That's the main, like, that's in my head, like, podcast Friday.
I just feel like I keep a lot of things in my head, and then when we're on the podcast, I can finally like
Exactly.
let
because,
it all
like,
out
We
and,
don't
like,
talk it
talk.
off.
Exactly.
Like, we're like, oh, this happened to me. Like, save it for the podcast.
Yeah,
you know?
these days we don't
It's
really
so-
talk that
honestly.
much like deep thoughts because
Anything?
we're like, oh,
We
anything
even
good.
say it, and we go, like, this is so fire for the podcast.
Save it for the podcast, yo.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's like we say that all the time now. Save it for the podcast.
Exactly.
The exact words.
You literally can't, like, save. You have to save all your stories. So
Honestly,
sick. Or
that's why we have a lot of topics to talk
Yeah,
about each week. 'Cause
Exactly. We're hyped. We save them
Mhm.
up, but they're working. Yeah, man. I got my fight coming up.
it's on
next week.
Wednesday,
Yeah,
right?
it was kind of like last second. It's like, all right, next
Uh-huh.
week, you know. But yeah.
At least it's happening though. Like
predictions for the fight.
honestly, since I've seen you like improve and
Yeah.
all that.
Oh yeah, you guys don't know. We're like boxers.
We
Yeah,
we
I would
box
call
now.
ourselves kind of professionals.
We've boxed for a while.
Yeah,
now,
we train. We have fights.
But starting from like December, we actually started taking, not even December, like last year,
Yeah,
we
bro,
started
like-
taking it a lot more serious, and now
For
we're
sure.
like pretty
Yeah.
good at it.
It's
And,
been like a year training.
yeah, you got your fight coming
But
up.
yeah,
Wednesday.
man,
I
it's
definitely
sick.
think you're gonna win.
Honestly,
I
think
don't-
It's gonna be a knockdown.
I haven't really seen your opponent yet or whatever,
Yeah, me
but
neither.
like, I feel like you're gonna win.
Yeah,
You're
me
just
too, I feel
we
it.
sparred before. And, like,
Exactly. I feel
It was
I
a
put
close
good
spar.
fight, yeah. That's
But yeah.
sick. But yeah, man. Remember the Logan Paul and Mayweather fight, man? That's like
that was supposed to
crazy.
happen like February last
Bro,
month.
like how does that happen to that? You know, like I can't
Uh-huh.
even picture that image in my head of them in the ring together.
It just doesn't make sense.
Exactly, like, the best and like one fight win or like
Loss.
lost guy.
Literally, his
Wait,
record
that's
is
his
0
second fight,
wins.
right?
Or third, because he had one with KSI, 2 with KSI.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 0 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. And that record going up against like no losses from Mayweather, and I don't really know exactly how many
Yeah,
fights
what's
he won,
his
but he never lost.
record?
Like,
Honestly, bro, he's
how is he
insane.
gonna? Logan has no chance.
Exactly.
He keeps saying, "Oh, he's bigger or whatever," but like,
Honestly,
have you
that-
seen the best defensive fighter in the world?
Yeah, I feel like they're both defensive fighters.
Uh-huh.
Also, because you know what Mayweather does? So, basically, I have to do my best to describe this because this is an audio podcast. So he'll take, I don't know which shoulder, but he'll take his left shoulder up
Mhm.
to his ear and like bend it so he's protecting his body. And then his right fist will be like up to his, he'll tuck his arm all the way up into
So
his
it's
knuckles.
very hard to actually get. Like,
And when he throws that punch, it's as fast as when a snake, like, is
like
faster.
when, yeah, that's
And
pretty bad.
so the punches will come, he'll slip them, and then he'll leave it open, and then
That's good strat. Like, it's hard to break down a defensive fighter,
Yeah.
and then it's Mayweather too. Like,
I feel like that's
he's-
gonna be like a not really aggressive fight with them because they're both like those players,
Yeah.
you know. Logan
Mhm.
just jabbing off,
that's literally his main thing. If he
Yeah.
can get his jabs, maybe.
but I really like how there's all different type of fighting styles, like and like techniques. Like Ryan
Yeah.
Garcia, he punches like, what do I call this? Like in between your fingertips and your knuckles.
Mhm.
He uses that to punch.
Never
Like,
really seen many boxers
honestly,
like that. But
he's under the glove.
I feel like that.
Mayweather does that thing. Logan puts his hands all the way down. Honestly,
I don't know. How
Logan,
that, I mean, if it
It's
works,
definitely-
I don't know if it works because he
Honestly.
lost and hasn't won.
I feel better like that, but you probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's easier to slip and stuff.
Once you get used to like actually guarding your
Yeah.
face and keeping
You
your
should
hands
like keep
up,
it like glue. Up
then
there.
that's the main thing.
Yeah. Sick.
But
Yeah, man, boxing's so lit.
I don't know, Logan, he might make it to the final rounds because Mayweather's not like Ryan Garcia and all the other fighters. Like,
Yeah.
he'll drag the fight. He'll
feel
just
like-
keep punching you, but not want to knock you down.
Exactly.
He's the type of fighter to keep going, mess around with you, and like in
I
the
feel
final
like-
rounds, then he'll knock you out. Not
Exactly.
like
He's not like
right
that
away.
round
Like
one
I'm going
punch.
for it right in round 2, round
That's-
1. Like,
yeah, that's interesting. I feel like he's kind of like oldish now. Like he's not.
he's like
ending-ish,
50
yeah.
something.
But I think he's gonna win.
Hmm.
It's like I don't really know much about him. I'm not like the biggest fan of him, but it's gonna be a pretty sick fight.
Yeah.
So you know the movie Rocky, right?
Hmm.
So you know that was based off like a true thing.
Actually.
So it was
I
Muhammad
did.
Ali
Uh-huh.
and like this like random guy that was like a beginner. And you know what the storyline's about in Rocky? Like
Uh-huh.
like he gave him a chance and he won.
Mhm.
So it's like Muhammad Ali the best, and then this guy, he stood until like the 9th round or something.
Oh,
with
that's
him.
pretty crazy.
He like went that distance. It was crazy, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
He was like a beginner-ish, or
Yeah.
like,
Uh-huh.
and he just started
Yeah.
his journey
Exactly. That's sick. And also, you know, the actor, also is Rocky. He made the whole movie. He like
up. He did.
it was his idea and stuff.
He's like
Honestly,
that's
man,
lit.
he's lit,
did a
man.
lot.
That's sick.
Uh-huh. And he made like 5 movies or more. Yeah,
Yeah.
5 or like the
And
main.
he's like good actor. I feel like he's in a
Mhm.
lot of movies.
It's sick. That movie really like gets you into boxing and
Exactly. It hypes you up.
like. Uh-huh.
There was another thing that reminded me of it. So it was kind of recently, but this is a crazy fight. Like it's like big videos on YouTube if you search it up. I don't exactly know their names, but it's like Anthony Joshua
Mhm.
versus like some other guy. Basically, so like that was the same idea. Like Anthony was like this good fighter. He was
Yeah.
like tall, he had a big range, and he had like strength. So, and then he was like the best, you know.
Mhm.
And then he went against this other guy because he was supposed to fight one of the other best, but they couldn't make it. So then there was this other guy that was kind of not that good. And like he was like he's like the other guy is like small. He's like small,
Mhm.
kind of like big-ish,
Yeah.
but he's like small, right?
Yeah.
Big difference. And then it was like a good fight, bro. At one point they're like toe to toe, just like smashing each
Who
other.
ended up winning?
Head turning. So the fight
Feel
goes
like-
on, and then he keeps getting knocked down, the best guy.
Mhm.
So then
Oh,
eventually he just like walks to his corner and he just quits.
Actually, why
Yeah.
would I don't know, man.
Because it's like at one point you start thinking about like your brain makes you think about surviving, not just that, you
Mhm.
know. Because he's like getting knocked down so much. It was,
I guess at some point you got to realize whether you want to still keep
Exactly.
getting hit. Like,
'Cause
if you
it
know
was
you
just
lost,
crazy.
like,
Because he's like not used to getting hit at all. He's like the best, you know.
Mhm.
And like a small guy for that to get into him,
plus boxing,
about
any
that.
type of fighting can really
Exactly.
damage your
That's-
body. Like,
really dangerous. You have to think about that.
so I
if you
guess
wanna
in
do
a
it.
way he made a smart decision to stop. If he knew he was
Exactly.
gonna lose, like,
I feel like I would fight to the end there. But I think that was just a sick story.
maybe. It would be like, it would look better. I feel like if you fought till the end and just
Honestly,
like
yeah, it was a
gave
crazy
up,
fight.
because
I
then people would
recommend
look
you
at you as like a loser or like a quitter or something.
Mhm.
Because that's one thing. People look. You could have done 100 good things and one bad thing, and people will look at that bad thing and just know you for that one bad thing.
Exactly.
They don't look at the good things that you do. They only take the bad things that you do. That's why it's like, it's so like, I don't know. It's just weird because you could be doing so many good things, but if you want to make one mistake,
Exactly. That's
you're
the
like
thing.
your whole life
Like,
could be
you're doing
decided
so
by
good
one
at a
mistake.
store, then you get fired because you're one mistake.
And sometimes it might not even be your fault, and then it's like
Exactly.
crazy.
That's right. Sorry if you hear any background noise, guys. Sorry. There's some
There's construction
going
in
on.
the house somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, man.
The story of that, like, it's like of how like someone got like unfairly charged for something. Like apparently he was like a teacher or something, and he got unfairly charged for like apparently touching a student or something, but it was like not true. And he
Really?
went to jail for like 10 years.
Oh, damn,
And
that
then he later
sucks.
came out because the girl admitted to faking, to pretending that he
Seriously?
touched it. And like,
Holy.
how could you do that? The girl should be
Exactly.
put in jail for more just for lying. Like, you
Honestly.
can't just lie about this
That's
type of
so
stuff.
rough.
His whole life was messed. He even had a family, and his whole life was messed up because of that one
Honestly.
situation. Like, that's
It's
not
sad.
something you do. Like,
Honestly,
lie
like,
about
I
those
could
things.
like, what's the reason? What happened? But there's just stories like that.
Mhm.
Like a little, like there was this young like black kid,
Mhm.
and he was like put into jail for like I don't know, like he was like murdering someone, and then after I think he was, oh no, he was like I don't know if it was death sentence or like put in jail, and for like a long time, and then after a while they realized, or like once in his past life they realized that he didn't do anything.
That's just so.
Yeah, and he was just like, it's crazy.
Mhm.
It's a lot of rough things, man.
Mhm. Sometimes life is hard and like,
Yeah,
but like,
it'll
like
bring you down.
I don't know. I just think like some things are like way too unfair. Like yeah, life is hard and you gotta like go through the pain and all that.
There's
But
just those people too, you know.
some people are just like those type of people that
Honestly,
accuse things
there's
for
other
no
people
reason.
that also have their own struggles or just do bad things, you know.
They're just like the haters that are being toxic for no reason.
And also about this thing we're talking about in boxing, there was like this one fight, and this guy, he was like cheating. He had like stuff in his gloves, and like he gave the guy brain damage. For, like,
Once again,
cheating.
another dumb thing that
Exactly. Like, what's the point, man?
like shouldn't like yeah, I get that, but like I feel like the people who like started at like got the fight together, wouldn't it make sense for them to check and make sure
Probably,
like the
yeah, but I
gloves
don't
are
know
all
how he did
okay,
it.
everything's like good?
I don't know. It was weird, but yeah, life can be a rough place, and there'll be bad people, but you know, there's also many good things.
No, you gotta appreciate the good things in life because you know
Yeah.
you never know when a bad thing could happen or like.
And then it could like be really bad.
Mhm.
There was also this other theory I had. So this is like not, it's like not a theory, it's like a fact. So it's kind of random, but like kind of just like kind of like the government-ish. Like they'll make me like buy more stuff and that type of stuff. So as soon as you go into a grocery store, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's always the bakery is right in front, so like you smell the fresh food. And also, do you ever realize why when you're like in the cashier, all the candies are at the bottom? It's because the kids feel, you know, and
For
then
the
the
kids.
gums are on top, where the adults are and stuff.
That makes sense.
Honestly, and like they make all the like essential things like eggs, milk at all corners of the store, so you have to walk through the whole store and see all this stuff.
Damn, they really be making
And they
you.
like switch it up to confuse you.
And that's why like people come home with like full carts
Exactly,
of
because
stuff.
people have like little lists and then they come back with a full cart.
That's like same for my family, dude. We
Honestly,
end up going
always.
for some little
Yeah.
stuff and we come
And
back
also
with
they
a full
make the
cart.
carts extra big, so you feel like you have to fill it up and you don't you didn't buy enough. Bro, it's
It's
crazy.
like a crazy conspiracy theory when you think about it, like
Yeah,
and it's a fact too. So like
yeah, and also like the color yellow makes you hungry, and like
Really?
red catches the eye.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Then the McDonald's logo, yellow and
Exactly.
red, the best two
Bro,
combinations.
That's kind
Like,
of smart.
isn't that like the number one fast food place in the world? Pretty much, kind of. I would say. Maybe
Damn.
I don't really know.
Yeah,
Don't
man,
quote
it's
me
gotta
on that,
be-
but
I think it's like
it
when you
makes
think of
sense.
that
Like when you think of
McDonald's,
McDonald's,
yeah,
yeah.
it's like top there.
You ask someone like where would they want to go?
Yeah,
like,
if it comes to,
McDonald's
like,
and like
it's
all
like
that. It's like
Wendy's, Burger King, and like
they really got
McDonald's
yellow
on
and
top.
red on that logo.
Bro,
It's
that's
only yellow and
crazy.
red too. I feel like, right?
Well, yeah,
I don't really know. I
uh-huh.
don't really remember. I haven't been there in a while, but
Wait, is the M red or is the?
I don't know.
Oh my! Oh no!
How
Okay.
do I not know the
Hey,
logo?
I gotta
of
search this out
McDonald's,
real quick.
man?
Man, that's like.
Bro, the M
Mandela
has
effect?
to be red.
No, it's not.
I don't even know, man. Like I gotta see this when you search it
Honestly.
up too. Like, there's no way.
Bruh. Okay, the M is, yellow.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yo,
Bruh.
that's crazy. And the rest is red, yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Huh. Oh wait. Oh my. Okay, I was tripping for a sec. The sign doesn't even have red behind it.
Oh yeah. What the hell?
I thought it was,
What am
okay. Bro, what is going on? I'm sorry
I can't
for the people
remember
that
the
can't see,
McDonald's.
but this is what we're thinking.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. But yeah, anyways,
Oh my-
that
yeah,
was
man. There's so much stuff that they do, and also there's theories that they're like, there's this kind of crazy theory which is kind of dark, but it's like, so when you're a kid, right? What they put in the cartoons and stuff when you're young is like a bunch of like secret like kind of like suicidal things
really.
to like kind of because they say to put them in your brain. So I'll get into. There's many like different clips from like kids TV shows of them doing it in an exciting way, or like it's just like crazy. And
Was it
these-
old TV shows or like still now?
No, there's like, yeah, kind of oldish, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Older.
But it's like crazy, and like in songs, the like London Bridge and stuff. That was about like the real tower falling down
Dang.
and breaking and killing, and like the Ring Around the Rosie.
That
was
one's like
about,
a very dark
yeah,
song when
like
you really
with
think
the,
about it.
like some virus
Uh-huh.
and ashes.
Like you
They
all fall down and die. Like
Bro,
that's
it's so
I just got
crazy.
chills. Like
Me
that song
too.
when you really think about the lyrics, that's like a very
It's like
dark
scary, bro.
song. Uh-huh.
And like I
To think
forgot
that's
what the
like a
reason
kid
was for
song,
this.
bro. Like that's a kid song.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So
I think at least.
the theory is because they do all these things because like for you to remember in the back of your mind if things aren't going well, like that's an option because if like we're like weak or like not strong, then it's easier for them to control us. You kind of know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For the government to control us, because if we're like weak and like always rough stuff going on, and but yeah, man.
It's like crazy. The government, like, there's so many different theories. Like one of them, like, it's like there's one like about aliens and all that. Like this might be like different from a like different type of theory type stuff, but like aliens and all that. Like people are saying they know that aliens are out there. The government knows. They just don't want to tell us.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's why it connects with like the what was that place that they hide?
Area
like,
51.
Area 51 and all that. Because like they know and we just
But
don't.
I heard that they like release files.
Uh-huh. Like the other day, like this is crazy. This happened like just a week ago, I think. It's like so there was like a pilot flying his plane. So and then all of a sudden above him, this object just like flies above him, and then he calls into the tower to be like, was there any planes? Uh-huh. Or anything flying above me at the time? And the tower like, no. There shouldn't have been anything. And he's talking of like you could actually I'm not sure like
Holy.
but like you could hear him talking like was there anyone like that was kind of close to the plane like was there anyone like a path or whatever? Yeah, I think he saw like this flying object above him that went fast.
Oh my god.
Above the whole plane, and it's like crazy.
Oh my, bro.
Just thinking about it, cause like that's from a pilot. You wouldn't just fake those type of things because you're the pilot. Like yeah, there's no reason for that.
That's so crazy.
It's just crazy. That happened like a week ago, I think. Like
really?
Uh huh.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's crazy.
I don't know if this thing is real, but I also saw this like short news thing. So this guy late at night goes to take the trash out, and he's walking in the security camera, and then you just see like it was like a light, but then he disappears and just goes flying up.
The guy.
He got like sucked up. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
He actually got like he could have been like abducted by like some.
Honestly, that's what
aliens.
they're thinking. I don't know, man. There's just so many theories and stuff. I feel like they gotta be real. There's something out there.
There was a story about abduction that I told you one day at the park.
Oh,
I
yeah,
kind of forgot, but I forgot the way it goes.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was like some
I
like
kind of remember.
there's just 5 guys that were working in like the woods chopping down trees, and then they saw this like light in the woods on their way home. So they got out of the car. One of the guys, when you're with your friends, you try to act cool. So one of them wanted to go closer, and then he apparently got like just vanished. I think got abducted.
Yeah, like a light or something.
Yeah, he basically got abducted by like the light, and it was like a circular object. So like there was no like wings or anything and like all that. It was just like hovering. And then the other 4 people, they took lie detector tests like from the best in the world, and it all passed. Like they weren't lying.
The guy came down,
and the guy came down. So randomly, 5 days later or something, he just woke up and like he woke up on the circular object like he saw aliens, or he saw weird looking people and all that. Like they were experimenting on his body and stuff. Then he fell back asleep, and then he woke up in the middle of the road like a couple minutes away from the town that he lives in, and then he walked to the town and to the police, and then he ended up taking a lie detector test with all the other 5 people, and all 5 of them were telling the truth.
And there was like many of them, like experts.
And none of them lied, and they were taking the best in the world like lie detector tests. Like it's just crazy. These things like can't be coincidences and stuff.
Bruh.
You can't just like lie on a
There's
lie
like
detector.
so much evidence.
And that's what like got me
about.
to believe the lie detector test, because you can't just get away with that. Like
exactly, that's like crazy. It like measures everything, heartbeat and stuff. Like, man, it's crazy.
These days things are crazy, and like more and more people are like believing these theories, and like you never know.
It's kind of random, but if you could have any exotic animal, what would it be? Like any animal.
I have no idea. Like that's a good question.
Yeah. For me, I would maybe just want like a monkey.
That's kind of sick.
Like a little pet monkey.
Just like
right, there's like videos of them, but it's so sick.
Uh-huh.
But you know, like when they're older, not because those things are dangerous.
Mhm. I don't
But,
know.
or something like Mike Tyson is like what's it called, like lions or something. He has like
Actually,
no
that's
no
kind of
no
sick though.
what's it
Having
called?
a lion,
It's like lion and like what's the other thing?
hyenas or
No,
cheetahs,
no, it's lion.
tigers.
Yeah, I think it was a tiger. He has like a bunch of tigers and
That's sick.
he has like a lot of birds
Honestly,
too.
that's kind of fire,
But
bro.
he's like
Owning
really
a tiger.
connected to Earth. I feel like he's.
Also, if you get like a, I've seen people like with tigers, like they get them when they're young.
Oh
and
yeah,
they
and
build
then
a
do you see
bond.
those things of them like hugging
And
them
then
and
they're
stuff?
hugging and all that once
Oh
they
my
meet
gosh.
again. Like that's crazy. Just knowing that
Honestly.
you can create that type of
Yeah.
bond with animals too. Like,
It's sick. Because we're kind of the same, you know?
mhm.
We all kind of came from the same spot. We're all the same thing. Or like a big aquarium or something. That'd be sick. Like
Yeah.
a big like fish tank with like a room or something.
I'm sure, like, if I could, that would be sick with like a
Some
shark.
sharks or
I would,
something.
yeah,
Oh,
a
yeah.
shark. That's like the best thing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, once you have sharks, can you even have anything else, or would they just
Exactly.
eat
Or like a hawk
them?
or something. That'd be sick.
That's sick.
You know why owls can turn their head all the way around
No.
and stuff? It's
Isn't there
because
like a conspiracy theory or something about that, like
what
owl stuff? I feel like I heard something about like owl stuff, but like,
I'm not sure.
what were you
about
gonna
that.
say?
So I was gonna say like, their eyes are locked in their head. Like use ours, we can, we can like move our like pupils
yeah.
around, like look around. But them, theirs are stuck in position, so they can just turn their head. You know.
It's kind of scary. Imagine
know.
our eyes are stuck.
I
like
can
that.
never like seeing it in your peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Peripheral.
Uh-huh.
You say-
Peripheral vision.
Yeah. Okay. I can't speak, guys. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Sorry to me.
That was last.
Oh, if you know, you know.
Uh-huh.
Last episode.
Last episode. That was a funny one. We made lots of like.
Oh my gosh.
Funny things. But there's this other theory that like I saw the other day, which like kind of weird and all that, but like it's crazy when you think about it. Like apparently there was like these devices underwater that could catch and like that can hear sounds underwater, and so like in the Bermuda Triangle, you know that
Oh, really?
they heard the same sounds that you would hear from Saturn rings, the rings that are on
Nah.
Saturn, so they connect the rings on Saturn with the Bermuda Triangle.
What?
And now people made like conspiracy theories that what if all the disappearings in the Bermuda Triangle just went to Saturn and they're just on Saturn?
Bruh.
Just
Wait, why?
imagine.
Wait, what does that mean? Like,
I don't know, but it's just weird.
They
like,
connect. What do you mean by
it's
that?
the same identical sound that the Saturn rings make
Is it like an
and
animal or
underwater. No, it's just
It's
like
like
the
round?
sounds of the water pressures and all that like in the Bermuda Triangle. It's
Bruh,
weird.
That's crazy, and it's only there.
Uh-huh. That's where they found it in the That's why like why only in the Bermuda Triangle, and why is it identical to like Saturn and planets? We're talking a planet that's so far away from the Earth, like,
Honestly,
and one of the second biggest
like,
planet, at least out of the
that can be like
seven.
a coincidence or something.
It's crazy.
Bro, I heard this theory about the forest fires, you know, the last year and stuff.
Mhm.
So basically, there was like this thing. So there would be houses that were burned, and surrounded with trees around it that are untouched, right?
Really?
Yeah, there was like a picture of two houses burned next to each other, and then one in the middle untouched, and then a big like grass field in front of it untouched.
That's weird.
So the theory is that they send like these like military lasers,
Mhm.
and then to like do certain spots.
That's crazy.
Because how is this one house touched and then like the thing next to it isn't touched, you know?
Mhm.
And across the
That
street,
makes no
it's like
sense.
completely like burned down if it's spreading like that. But all the trees are under.
And who would do that? Like, was it like?
I don't really know the reason or for that theory. Another thing was like, or because some of them, or it was coming from the inside. Like, what's the
Mhm.
most dangerous thing in the house? Probably, like the oven.
Just
Right?
oven, yeah.
I mean,
Or the boiler, the gas thing, boiler.
no. What's it called? The microwave-ish.
Uh-huh.
So that thing explodes. So
Good.
people were
But
thinking
so
that
do the
they
boilers
turn-
and all
yeah.
that. Like,
So they would
I've
turn
heard
it
a
up.
lot of things.
They would turn it up and it would explode. And then right next to it is the oven full
Mhm.
of gas. And then
That's
from there,
bad, yeah.
you know.
And then once it gets to
And
the
then it goes
bottom,
in-
in the basement and all
And then
that,
it just
boilers
yeah,
and all that, that
exactly.
would be bad too.
Oh, no,
Basically,
that's crazy.
that's
Yeah, and
then,
there was
yeah,
like this
there's no
guy.
surviving that.
This guy had his own thing, so he can see the smoke in like I don't know what it's called, but on like this thing, so you can see the smoke. And then he realized like random fire spot, and he slowed it down, and you could see like a line, like a laser.
That's crazy. Like that's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's
Damn. There's so many crazy conspiracies. We can go on all day. Like,
facts.
it's like, there's also the other day I found out this random fact that I would never have thought of before. Like, this is like definitely random.
Yeah.
But like, if you ever get chased by a bunch of bees, so let's say like you mess with the bee thing, like usually people would be like, oh, I'm gonna go jump in the pool because that's the way to escape them. But it turns out the bees actually wait for you to get out of the pool.
Seriously?
And when you do, they're gonna attack you again. Instead, what you should do is run away. And as you get further away from where they live, they'll just leave you alone because they don't want to leave
Bro,
like
that's
their
a good
house.
fact.
That's
You
so
just saved
scary.
lots of people.
Like I would
Bro, I
never
didn't
have thought of
dream
that. I would have
about
just ran and jumped in a
Exactly.
pool because
They're
water is like
smart. Damn, they're
apparently
smart like
according
that.
to that fact thing. I don't know if it's a
Yeah.
fact or all that,
Just
but I'm
remember
pretty
those
sure.
summer days where you see a bee?
Exactly.
You'd go underwater and then wait and then
Uh-huh.
come back up. Oh my god.
There was a nest in our backyard, in your backyard one, and we messed
Oh,
around
yeah.
with it too.
How did we not get swarmed? We're so lucky.
I don't know, but like our idea was if we get swarmed, we jump in the pool.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we could have been dead, dude. Like low key. Holy crap! Just thinking of it,
Bro.
that scared me. Like it's so weird.
We're kind of stupid.
Mess around with like we're tired. Like that
Oh,
was
this.
wasps too.
Yeah. Remember, oh my gosh. The
The whole
hornet net in
nest.
front of my neighbors.
Yeah, there was a hornet nest.
Oh, I thought you
in
were talking
front.
about the other one.
There was two. There was
Yeah.
a honeybee one,
Bro, that was crazy.
but then we
The
got
hornet
rid of
nest?
that one, and then the hornet nest.
That's
that was like
dangerous.
Uh-huh.
Bro. The thing was huge.
it really was, and we
Hopefully
were
they'll
like,
come back in the summer.
we made a whole plan to like put like
Oh, yeah,
chicken
there
or
was, like,
something on a
this thing.
stick
And
from
we
a
just got
YouTube
like
video.
hella flies, bro.
Uh huh.
Like it was pale. The whole water was black and it was all flies.
There was.
Bro, we
So our
tried to
plan
get
was to
not a
put-
singular bee.
Our plan was to put chicken or something because bees
Yeah.
apparently eat that, and then on a stick, and right
And
below it, water
like,
would
hanging
soak.
into water.
Uh huh.
with soap.
So like, basically, the bees would eat it, drop in the water,
Yeah.
and then they can't get out because of the soap, because it stops it. But we got hella flies instead, and not a
Exactly.
single bee.
Bruh.
And we got
So
super. And just so you know, we got so close to the nest when we set
Bro,
that
we
up.
had to like almost.
And that's a
die.
hornet nest. Hornets are the most
Those are the things
protect.
that'll swarm you.
The most protesting.
Yeah, there was
I cannot.
protesting.
The most protective.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
They'll kill you for
type
no
of bees.
reason.
Exactly. They
'Cause
just
they don't
attack
care.
people.
They don't die when they do it.
We were so dumb back then. I feel like we still are, but
Bro,
like
all these stories.
not as. Oof. We used to have a weird childhood.
Honestly, the things we do, and it just gets dumber and dumber
It really
as
does.
it goes farther down.
I don't know.
my
There was
God.
this other dumb thing. We literally jumped over like this patch of water, this canal
yeah.
thing. Like thinking about it, it's kind of fun. But if we fell in, we would have found a canal full of like I cannot. Talk.
No, it's you, full of like nasty water.
I cannot talk today, so you know.
Yeah.
Oof.
Just got podcast. But yeah, remember like you were telling me about your Romanian days in soccer
Mhm.
and how you like
A
travel.
lot. I used to play
Yeah.
on a travel team there
That's
because
sick, man.
in Europe people like I don't know if it's different, but like in Europe people actually like I
I
feel like
think
they
it's
care more
big
about
there,
soccer
yeah,
than
for sure.
here. So like I actually played on a travel team, travel on the bus and all that.
Yeah.
It was like an actual
That's sick.
professional teamish, but then when I moved here, I kind of
Uh-huh.
stopped
Oh,
after a
that's-
while.
Yeah. Bro, you were insane.
hmm There was a lot of memories
Then
of
we
that.
kind of moved to boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you get older, stuff change.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna stick with one thing your whole life.
hmm But change
Yeah,
is good as long
yeah,
as you
change is
like
good,
what you're
for sure.
doing. And I mean, at the moment, we're like doing the same thing. YouTube,
Facts.
social media, boxing, all those things. Like,
Honestly, we're doing a lot, man. It's good.
definitely doing
I
lots
love
of
to
things.
see it.
I like it because
too.
like
It's so lit. I love doing all that stuff. the
sometimes
active-
half or even more than half of the week is like taken by from just hanging out and doing
Yeah.
like the craziest stuff.
So true. Sick too.
I'm like,
Isn't it crazy how everything around us came from nature and like trees and like Like,
everything. It
our
all started with
phones.
trees and stuff.
this came from like the ground. This
Really?
came from
I mean, yeah.
stuff growing. This used to be just all trees and rocks, and we made all these things. If you look around your room right now, whoever's watching this, it's crazy.
Just lots of things that like we really just started like
yeah,
that.
like
and then,
imagine having to make a phone. I can never like just think of
Yeah.
that. How do you have
even
the
though it's
knowledge?
not that hard, I don't think. It's
Really?
like it's like mostly just like the I don't know what it's called, but like I think it's the motherboard or whatever.
I don't know, how do you
And
make
like
that?
I don't know, but
Exactly.
I guess you just buy it.
Imagine making a phone off scrap.
There's people that build PCs from scrap. Like, how do you have the patience? I don't have patience at all.
Plates and like knowing what is what. This is people's insurance, bro.
I feel like that's why I'm kind of like a boxer. Like, I don't have
Yeah.
patience for anything. I just want to go out
Exactly.
there and fight
I'm
things.
just trying to
I
like
don't
do
know.
stuff.
Like, I'm
not that smart.
I don't have the patience for a lot of things. Like,
Exactly. I can
It's
never
crazy.
do that stuff. I hate this. So, basically, I just thought this is my own theory because I heard this theory that so on Christmas, right? What is
Mm.
Christmas is about?
like is it the birth or death?
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's,
the birth.
it's Jesus, right?
I kind of
The
forgot.
birth-
I'm like,
Fuck.
even though I'm sort of, I'm
joking.
religious.
joking,
I
joking.
pray every night
Yeah,
and all
yeah, yeah.
that. But like,
So that's like the birth of Jesus, right? So it's like like holy thing. So
Mhm.
there's this theory about the like Illuminati because where did the Christmas tree come from? Where did Santa Claus come from?
I have
Like
no
who made
idea.
that up? You know.
Uh-huh.
So the theory is that it's like Illuminati in the government because now on Christmas you have to buy a Christmas tree, all these things, you know,
Uh-huh.
all just to go there. And like who made that up? So it's changing the thought of like that to this stuff, you know.
Hmm. But in a way, though, the star and the Christmas tree, like
Well,
they
maybe
followed the star.
but like not the
Presents,
tree.
they gave presents to the birth of Jesus. They brought
Okay.
presents as they followed the thing.
That
That kind of makes sense. That's a different way to look at it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it's just like maybe just like under
It
the
is
tree and
some
stuff. It's I don't know. It's just. But
There's
my
different ways
theory
to think about
that
it.
I just made up was also Easter. That was the I think if I'm right, the death of Jesus.
Uh-huh.
So, and then how did that become into like an Easter bunny? And
Yeah,
like
how did the
eggs
bunny
looking
get
for
out?
that, you know,
Uh-huh.
and having to get all this stuff.
I get
Easter's
the
simple.
eggs
Yeah.
because like the blood running down on water. I mean on the rocks. The eggs symbolize like the rocks and like the blood from Jesus dripping on the rocks. That's like a
So the blood would be the eggs.
The eggs would be like the rocks, and then the blood, the redness of the blood would like cover the rocks in red. I feel like, and
Oh,
like
okay,
that's
like
why
you
we
paint
cover.
them?
I don't know why there's like multicolored eggs because it should be on like at least
Oh, red.
we do mostly reddish because that's like from our religion. It should
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
that
that's
with
the- oh,
like
yeah, I
the
remember.
blood covering the
Was it Christmas or Easter? I remember. Oh
I don't
yeah, I
know.
went to your house and we did that cool thing.
the knocking on the egg thing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the egg hitting thing.
How did that go again?
I don't know, but like you
What
just
is
say
that like? Is
it's
that
like
a
part of the
religion?
religion, I think.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Remember when we got like all of us got TikTok for fun in 2018?
Uh-huh.
We're like, oh yeah,
Crazy.
I'm not gonna get it. I'm just gonna get it for fun. Now we're
Uh-huh.
all addicted and stuff.
Honestly.
Bro, when I was trying to think of how to say this, I was gonna say like 2019. Wait, was it out in 2019? And I looked up, bro. It came out 2016.
That's crazy. Like that's
Bro, time is
time is flying.
what?
5 years
2016
ago.
was like the sick year.
Uh-huh.
And TikTok
Everyone's
was
saying
out then.
2016.
It was probably dead, but like,
Yeah, but
bro, 2016 was Vine up then?
I don't even know when Vine like happened or when it came out or
Wait,
when
so
it
it was
died.
Vine, Musically.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Those are like those type of apps. I cannot talk today, but
Yeah, we
once again messing up.
I'm trying to see right now, when did Musically die?
Uh-huh. But didn't it like just shut down or something and then TikTok happened?
Oh,
Or
yeah,
did it
like
change to
August,
TikTok? The
My
McDonald's logo showed up from earlier.
My Google is tripping. Sorry, guys.
But it's crazy. Like when I first got TikTok, I really just got it just for the memes because I feel like you or Aldina told me.
Yeah, for sure.
My sister or you told me to
Yeah.
get it, and then I just got it, and now
Right, exactly,
it's
man.
crazy.
You were like, I'm never gonna get that, and then now like we're all addicted.
Honestly, we're like 24/7 on it.
Honestly.
I try not to be as much on it
Yeah.
nowadays, but
Whenever you like something on TikTok, it shows you that again purposely or that topic, because like that's how smart iPhones are and stuff too. So you know when you take a picture,
Mhm.
and like it's the 3 seconds before it. What is that called? Live picture.
oh yeah.
So that has sound. So that means as soon as you open your camera, it's recording you the whole time and listening to you.
That's crazy. That's actually scary, bro.
Because they're listening to you. They have both sides of your camera. It's like a whole 360.
That's
your
scary.
life.
And like these days, like whenever you like, I don't know if it happened to anyone else, but when I talk about random things
Exactly.
and I go on
That
this
happens
random
to
app,
everyone.
mostly TikTok, it's just like the same
Yeah.
stuff that I've been talking about pops up. Like
Bro,
it's
it's
just
crazy.
Sometimes I talk about like the most random stuff, and
And
it's
then it
just
shows you an ad or
habit.
something.
Like
Bro,
I've
exactly.
never.
Remember we tested that theory?
Uh-huh.
Like I said like the words like cookies or something
Uh-huh.
100 like 10
Yeah.
times.
And then it
I
actually
scrolled
showed
through
up.
and then it showed up.
And there's obviously
Bro.
there's no cookies on the For You page. Like that's just like randomly there, you know? Like
there's no cookies on the For You.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna like those type of videos.
Exactly.
It's like it's random.
Yeah.
And so like why would they show up unless they just heard what we
Yeah,
said?
yeah. It's crazy, man.
These days, it's like they're literally watching and like listening to everything.
Mhm.
And like people are saying Alexa can also do that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she can hear everything.
Because she's always listening for her name.
Uh-huh.
You know?
That's so
And also, I feel like
weird.
there's a guy in there that's like, when they hear that, they click.
Mhm.
Or it's like something, bro. It's so,
Who knows? But it's
it's
like
I don't trust nothing.
technology and everything
Oh,
these
like-
days have improved way too much to the point where like I don't even know, are we obviously we're like safe and stuff, but like they know so much of our
In
like
our life,
private
like-
information and all that like
Exactly. They're too smart, man.
Mhm.
So remember when Jake Paul had the thing in
Mhm.
like his like in
The
between his
technology
in
thing?
his arm, and he would the vlog camera in his arm. Was that real?
I don't know.
I
It
feel like
looked
not, bro.
real,
You had to
but
take out all your veins and like this thing. You need your arm to move, right?
there's no way like that was real. But how would you
Yeah.
Photoshop that? That's
Honestly,
not,
that must be rough.
and then the other guy that had like auto tune in his arm.
Oh yeah.
That was his friend. That's sick though.
Yeah,
Having auto tune,
facts.
but like I
Nah,
don't
is there,
always
like,
want it
vocal
on.
cords and stuff. How does that work?
Like I don't know, but like I
That's
feel
so
like
weird.
if you just want auto tune, just go into
Exactly. Like you're gonna talk to someone like, "What's
Exactly.
up?"
Plus the vlog camera, like how dumb
Exactly.
are you gonna look
Only
having
Jake
a
Paul.
vlog camera? I mean, 2016
this,
he was like,
Like you can hold one, you know. You're gonna like take a big. Picture.
exactly,
I think it was fake, right?
probably.
Because
And
like
then he
in
took
his
it
next
out.
thing, it was gone.
Exactly, like a month later,
How does he
makes
just
a
take out
video
all his inner arm stuff
and it
then
goes
just-
back
yeah,
together.
that-
He was fine,
Yeah, that's
literally
fake.
not a single
Yeah.
scar or anything.
Yeah,
That's so fake.
yeah, for sure.
A lot of things these days.
That
are
just
fake.
randomly hit me. I don't know how I thought of that.
Lots of things on the internet are fake. Like you could
Honestly,
fake anything
You can't
these
trust.
days.
You can't trust anything. Everything you see.
The amount of like Photoshop that people can do, and there's like
It's
professionals
crazy,
out there.
especially people now.
Uh-huh. They could change anything. Like something could have been real, but they could have
Yeah.
just changed it to make
And
it
it's
like.
like so believable.
hmm One of the craziest things the other day is like I found out that after you die, you have like 7 minutes of brain activity left. Like
Seriously.
your brain like replays all the memories you had.
Really?
Uh huh.
Damn.
So it's like a movie. You see your entire life in 7 minutes.
Nah.
Like,
How do
that's
they know that?
I don't know, but like apparently it's like true and like that's why like you got to go out there and do as much as you can because like
You want to make that? You said
Mhm.
7 minutes. The best thing. The best movie you've ever
honestly
seen.
like you want to look at that and be proud of yourself.
Mhm.
Just like
Yeah,
you
honestly.
did the greatest that you could.
There's this famous quote.
Uh-huh.
It's by Kevin Hart, and he said, "Life is a book." So like there's chapters and there's like
Mhm.
different parts. So at the end of the book, how good was the book? Are you gonna remember the book? Did you enjoy the book? Are you satisfied with it? You know,
That's a good one because you got to look at it as
exactly.
like that.
You have to make sure it was like a good book, and you know.
That's why you
Mhm.
can't be doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, which is like nothing.
staying on your phone, wasting time. That's like the
Yeah.
worst time
'Cause
waster.
you're just like
Being
if
on
you're not
your
gonna do
phone.
anything, like you were here for a purpose, you know.
Mhm.
Everyone has their own vision and dreams.
And then the other thing about the human body that I found out that it's like, what if oxygen is slowly killing us?
I mean,
Like the oxygen that we breathe in is like poisonous, but it just takes 75 years to 100 years to like sink in and actually kill
oh, is that
us.
like that becomes old age?
Like it's because of the
Damn.
oxygen. Because this is another crazy thing that connects with it. Like when iron like comes in contact with the air and oxygen, it rusts, and we
Oh,
have
yeah.
iron in our bodies.
That's true.
So when we come in contact with oxygen, when we start rusting and get older and older, like
damn it,
that just
bro.
connecting that,
That's
just
so
like
smart.
it's crazy.
And
How,
also,
like
cause you know when like people old, like when people get old, there's like that certain smell. It's not like,
an
that.
older,
Yeah, it's like almost like rotting or something
yeah,
like what's that word you said?
rusting,
Rusting or something
Uh-huh.
like that.
an older,
Exactly. You know.
It's
Bro,
like
that's
maybe it just
crazy,
takes
yeah,
like a
bro.
lot of time to affect us, but it
Exactly.
still
'Cause we're, like,
slowly kills
strong,
us.
But yeah.
You never know, like that could actually
Cause that's what the body is. The body's just rotting and stuff. You know.
hmm
Old dies.
technically, yeah, it
And
really
then it
is.
just grows and takes over.
hmm That's like a crazy fact. Like I was
Honestly,
blown away
bro,
by that. Like,
like,
thinking of that. And then like the other technology on Mars, like where you could see the whole sky, it filled up the whole sky with like you could see all of the stars, and like the whole galaxy is so
really?
perfect. You could see stars like
Mars?
everywhere.
I
I
thought it
mean,
was,
like
like,
the sky, yeah.
dusty
The
there
new
and stuff.
technology on
Oh,
like
oh.
Mars, you could see the sky and all the stars. Whereas compared to the Earth nowadays, you can't see nothing
Exactly,
because of all the
pollution.
light pollution and all that. Like that's the comparison. Like
Bro,
all these things, like
imagine if
the
we could
sky
see that.
looks
It's just because
amazing.
of us.
Like
Then
in
you
a
can see
way.
the whole gap. You can see outer space.
We can see literally the entire galaxy, and like you can
Instead
even
of
see
seeing
like
dots, you'll see like
Uh-huh.
planets almost.
you could see bigger like stars and stuff, which are the planets and all that. Like
Yeah.
that's how
That's
crazy it is.
crazy.
Like, and that's why in like parts of the Earth here, you could still see like
Yeah.
the galaxy and all that. But like
It's crazy.
in a way, it's good. Like we did progress with all
Uh-huh.
this technology and buildings and everything, but
Mhm.
in
Maybe
a way,
if
it
this
did.
world ends, we're gonna have to move there.
Mars might be like the closest.
Yeah. What if we had to move to any planet? What would it be?
Mars
Mars? Isn't that
I
like
don't think-
hottest or something? Closest?
closest. I mean
The
the
sun?
the closest to like Earth, kind of like Earth-ish.
What about the moon?
I don't even know. Like, is the
Isn't
moon?
the
What is
moon's
the
a
moon?
planet, right?
Kind. I don't know if it's the planet
Or is it, the
just
moon?
like I don't know what it is, but it's like
Uh,
everyone knows it as like the moon.
Because I feel like there's the moon, and then there's the sun, and then there's planets in between, and like it
Mhm.
spins.
I mean, the
so
moon is
maybe-
small though, so I don't know if we could all move there.
Yeah.
Ever.
True that. True that.
Definitely Mars, which is closer to the sun, so where it's
Yeah.
hotter. But then there's
Lower.
Venus, which is very close to the sun, which we would burn alive as soon
Oh,
as
yeah.
we would get there. Then the other way, I forgot what the other one is, but like it's colder
It's
and you would
colder?
freeze. So basically, Earth and
There's no
maybe
in-between.
Mars,
Maybe Mars.
but bare like it's hard
And
to
then we're
live there.
screwed after
like-
that.
Mhm. Even Mars, who knows? After a
Yeah.
while, like what if you just
I
is
think
too hot?
I said this
Yeah.
last time. That's the theory. We used to live there because of water there.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
That's like, but like out there, there has to be more things out there.
For sure, man.
Just the amount of stars and like planets and anything.
It's crazy. We're not
Galaxies.
the only thing out here.
There's no way.
Yeah. It's too big. Just
Even
for
if
only
like
us.
someone on a different planet is like a plant or something, that's still a
Yeah.
living thing.
If there's
that's out
water
there.
on like a rock
Uh-huh.
out there or something. You know?
Water helps a lot of things like
Yeah, 'cause,
grow
bro,
and all
like
that.
even
like,
it's the littlest thing, because like it's all just a cycle. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy, man. Like flies will eat like the poop and then they'll come into it and then it's
Mhm.
just a cycle.
It
Or like
really
us,
is.
we're kind of like mushrooms, you know.
That's so random.
That's
so random.
The way I said that.
Uh-huh.
We're mushrooms. But you know what I mean? Like we're just
Uh-huh.
like we're,
We're
just
just
kind of
there.
like what's it called? It's like growing stuff that
Uh-huh.
came from the ground. It's like
It really is.
animals,
like,
you know.
we came
It's-
from like
It's all just
we use
that.
nature to like grow
Exactly,
and all
and now
that.
people
Now
are
we're-
just doing these bad things and
Yeah, this-
we're mushrooms. That's the title of this podcast.
We're mushrooms. That's kinda-
Oh
but,
my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. A lot of things changed and all that. So like the other day, I heard this story about like a problem with like some oil facility in the ocean. So like there something underwater at that facility broke, and then they had to send these people in to fix it. But that exact day there was a storm, and no one wanted to do it except these two guys that ended up going underwater. And so the technology on the boat that day ended up like not working, like in the middle as they were fixing it, and then the boat moved, and so like they were attached with ropes to the boat, and when the boat moved, I think the ropes snapped,
they didn't
and
pull it?
like no, and that's how they got their electricity. So one of them was able to like stay, but one of the ropes snapped. So one guy was stuck at the bottom of the ocean with no light, nothing on that
Bro,
facility
that
oil thing,
sentence made my heart
stuck
get
in
anxiety.
the darkness with no light, no air. He was like starting to suffocate after he only had 5 minutes of
And he
air
couldn't
left.
swim up, right?
No, because he didn't know where he was. Because it was all pitch dark underwater in like the darker parts of the ocean. And so basically 30 minutes later, they fix the boat, and then they send two guys back to that oil facility, and then they see that body. He's like, it's like not moving, like the guy, because obviously they thought that he didn't survive. So they brought him back up to the surface, and then he just like woke up like 30 minutes underwater without
not
breathing. And then he just like woke up and like was fine. No damage to his body,
Seriously?
nothing. He basically survived without breathing underwater in the dark for
What the-
for like 30
Bro, do you think,
minutes.
Like something under there.
That's crazy. I don't know, but
Bruh. That's crazy.
and just knowing that if he didn't before he like ran
How?
out of air, he held on to the oil thing. If he didn't, the ocean would have drifted him away. But he was holding on to the oil thing
Oh.
like he was unconscious, but like they found him holding onto the
Seriously?
thing. Uh-huh.
Oh my
And then they
God,
were
bro,
able to
that guy's
rescue him and
so
all that.
lucky.
Like he's so
That's
lucky to
like
have
Jesus or
survived. That's like
something.
one of the
That's
craziest
crazy.
stories. 30 minutes underwater in the
Bro.
darkness, not being able to breathe. Like that's,
How?
I don't know. Like you can't after 30 minutes.
Exactly.
There's
It
no way
just like
30
goes
minutes.
in your lungs, right?
Exactly.
Unless you just
like,
pass out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you
Maybe.
breathe when you pass out?
I don't know, cause like you.
Is there exclamation?
But like if he was breathing, wouldn't he be breathing like nothing? Cause there was
Yeah.
no air anymore.
He would just fill up his lungs and just die.
Like that's
Bro.
so crazy how that happened. But he ended up surviving. Like that's just
real?
like,
Swear?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
it's like an actual real thing.
Holy.
He's just so lucky to have survived. Like one of the crazy quotes I heard the other day is like, if you want to get something that you never had, you basically have to do something that you never did before. Like you
Exactly.
have to do the uncomfortable
Like,
things
you have to
and like
go outside your comfort zone, do the
Uh-huh.
things you don't like to get those things.
sometimes
To
it's
get
like
success,
even
build new
Yeah.
things, you know.
sometimes it's like
Stronger.
even doing things that most common people won't do. Like
Another thing I heard was like, so basically, if you're doing your work, right,
mhm.
and this is for many things, as soon as it gets the hardest, it doesn't have to be work, it could be anything in life. As soon as it gets the hardest or most difficult, that's right before it gets good. In your workout or something, if you're doing your hardest, after you're gonna be stronger, you know? And there's
Mhm.
gonna be those curves and edges, and you might not know at the time, but you know, that's just gonna make you better and
I
stuff.
also feel like right before where it gets the hardest, that's where most people quit. But you got to be that one
You have to-
person to push
exactly.
over.
You have to have the
that.
mindset because
Uh-huh.
not a lot of people can do that. And honestly, if you think that you're different or special, to be honest, you're not. You know,
Mhm.
you're just a normal person. If you think you work out, then you're not special. But you have to be special. You have to do the things other people don't do, and you have to do the things that gets you out of your comfort zone. Because then you'll be remembered for that, and that's why you're special. Because
Yeah,
everyone can do it. You just have to do the crazy things that no one does. You know.
Mhm.
Because everyone's the same. You just have to do the things
Yeah.
like that.
Also, I saw this video the other day which basically said like this person that was kind of poor went to this like rich guy's house, and like this guy had everything, like cool cars, a giant house, like swimming pool, everything. And like they were basically talking to each other, and then the rich guy was like, I would trade everything I have for the one thing that you have. He told like to the Cause like the rich guy was like older, and then the poor guy was like younger, and he's like, what is it? And he said youth, like the younger
Oh my
ages, just to
gosh.
get back into like
Bro, that one
being
hit
young and
different.
like having all the freedom in the world and like just doing whatever you want, cause you don't have all the responsibilities
Bro, I
of
felt
being an
that,
adult.
bro.
Yeah, that when I saw that video, it's like crazy. I got goosebumps just thinking
Yeah,
about
bro,
it.
that,
Like you
like-
gotta
that,
enjoy
like,
your
hit
life
something,
when
dude.
you're young, because you're never
Exactly.
gonna get those
'Cause
years
you
again.
might say that, oh, I'm gonna be happy when I'm older, but this is your best times. You might not realize that, but you have to make the most of it. Because you can't do these things when you're older. This is probably when you're the most free in life.
Yeah,
know?
honestly, like
No
nothing's stopping you
responsibilities.
here. Like,
Honestly, you're free. Do whatever you want. Don't let no one stop you.
yeah,
Live your life. Follow your dreams.
honestly.
Dream different.